What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction with your host, the ignorant eclectic Mad Genius. And today we are back on the Black Status. They had a couple new videos that I wanted to check out. And today we're checking out extremely rich black NBA player who lives like a poor person. Hey, whoever this individual is, shout out to him because that's really smart. I would like to know his investments too.
Rusted sedan.
Oh, hit that like, hit that sub, tell a friend, all the other jazz. Yeah, let's do this.
A globally famous superstar who traded Lamborghinis for a 700-acre farm and a herd of cattle.
Ooh,
And a
smart.
former scoring machine who completely erased his celebrity to run a corporate empire from a boardroom. These are the wealthiest black NBA players in Atlanta who live completely under the radar. And as this
Hey,
list counts down, the wealth gets quieter and the discipline gets crazier. Because in a city where athletes routinely squander millions on Buckhead nightlife and exotic supercars,
bro, and it's things like this that honestly we need in the community and everything else like that. Because just like, bro, fast cars is cool. You know what I mean? Like I've said before, like the spending money on women. I guess you know what I mean. For some people, that's something that they like and love, but those things aren't really assets. And learning your assets over liabilities is always the motto, and it always will be the motto.
this hidden syndicate operates differently. They
That Marcus
bypass
T.
the velvet ropes, funneling massive contracts into
Who?
stealth investments,
William.
massive farmland, and quiet community infrastructure. From billionaire-minded investors driving standard vehicles all the way down to superstars operating tractors, we're starting with number 10, Colin Sexton.
Really?
Number 10, Colin Sexton.
Well, I mean, granted, I understand because he was I guess a phenom in college, and then came here, and or came to the NBA and was not the guy when he first came in the first couple of years, because he started out in Cleveland. He was drafted in Cleveland, number one, I believe.
Colin Sexton, born in Marietta and a standout at Pebblebrook High School
Georgia.
in Mableton, entered the NBA with a ferocious, unrelenting reputation on the court. Yet his off-court financial playbook is entirely defensive. Despite securing lucrative contracts that push his career earnings rapidly toward the $100 million mark, Sexton operates with a profound scarcity mindset that completely baffles his athletic peers. Currently operating on a team-friendly expiring deal, his master plan was to live strictly off his footwear and endorsement stipends, leaving his primary
Shout out to Marshawn Lynch. If you know, you know. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch once again. Yo, Black Status, y'all really need to do something about Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, that'd be dope.
basketball income entirely untouched. This level of austerity is virtually unheard of in a basketball culture where first-round draft picks routinely lease fleets of imported luxury vehicles and purchase massive
BWI.
diamond chains before playing a single professional minute. Sexton views the typical Atlanta luxury lifestyle, the exclusive VIP sections at high-end Buckhead nightclubs, the sprawling, unmanageable mega estates in Sandy Springs, as a dangerous, carefully designed trap meant to drain generational wealth. Instead of engaging in performative spending, he aggressively studies financial literacy, compound interest, and market trends.
Shout out to Buddy.
He treats his multi-million-dollar direct deposits as untouchable institutional capital, refusing to artificially upgrade his standard of living simply because his tax bracket underwent a massive change. By
When did he play for the Shy? I never knew that.
completely rejecting the aesthetic expectations of a modern NBA superstar, Sexton has single-handedly built a financial fortress that guarantees his family's economic security long after the basketball stops bouncing. He remains the ultimate Mableton minimalist, driving standard vehicles and ignoring designer labels. He proves unequivocally that true wealth is not measured by the ability to purchase anything you want, but by the discipline to say no to the seductive culture of absolute excess. He routinely searches for standard discounts and completely shuns the concept of paying a celebrity premium for basic goods, solidifying his status as a legendary saver. Number 9. Derek Favors. A product of South Atlanta High School, Derek Favors
Shout
was
out to
selected
Buddy,
as the
balling on
number
budget.
3 overall pick in the 2010 NBA Draft. Over a lengthy, grueling, and highly productive career, he quietly secured contracts totaling well over $130 million. However, if you were to randomly encounter him navigating the streets of Atlanta, you would absolutely never suspect his staggering net worth. Favors aggressively and immediately rejected the new money aesthetic from the very moment he signed his initial rookie contract. While other lottery picks were immediately purchasing sprawling mega mansions and leasing European sports cars to parade down Peachtree Street, Favors famously kept driving his old, reliable vehicles from his pre-draft days for several years. He completely insulated himself from the notorious, money-draining Atlanta nightlife, preferring the quiet solitude of his home and the fiercely loyal company of his lifelong trusted friends. His extreme financial philosophy is deeply rooted in trauma avoidance. Having personally witnessed countless professional athletes return to their childhood neighborhoods completely broke after squandering their massive fortunes, Favors engineered a lifestyle of profound austerity and caution. He does not wear heavy, customized diamond jewelry, nor does he frequent the exclusive, overpriced designer boutiques in Lenox Square. He treats his astronomical NBA salary as a sacred resource that must be protected at all costs, aggressively funneling his capital into conservative, low-risk index funds and stable real estate investments.
Super respect.
Derek Favors proves that you can achieve the absolute pinnacle of athletic success, secure nine-figure generational wealth, and still maintain the exact same grounded, low-key.
Let's kill generational wealth. I'll be honest with you. Let's just say wealth. You feel me? Like, generational wealth is one thing. You got to teach your kids to be able to get generational wealth. You have to teach the next generation to carry that on. So let's stop using generational wealth for a little bit. Oh, hold on.
He remains a phantom of Atlanta wealth, completely avoiding the destructive spotlight. His idea of a perfect weekend does not involve renting out entire restaurant floors or charting private yachts. Instead, he prefers casual family barbecues and quiet evenings,
Smart.
ensuring that his financial burn rate remains practically non-existent compared to his massive income. Number 8. Thaddeus Young. Spending his highly formative collegiate years dominating at Georgia Tech, Thaddeus Young fell deeply in love with the intellectual and corporate energy of Atlanta. Over a grueling NBA, career spanning nearly 2 decades, he has quietly accumulated nearly $150 million in pure basketball salary. Yet, despite this overwhelming fortune, Young lives exactly like a mid-level corporate executive who obsesses over quarterly margins.
Smart.
He completely strips away the traditional flashy athlete persona, dressing in unassuming business casual attire, and driving completely standard, family-oriented SUVs. This deliberate visual camouflage allows him to operate seamlessly and invisibly within Atlanta's booming tech and venture capital ecosystem. Young is the founder of Reform Ventures, an elite investment firm that has quietly deployed millions of dollars into dozens of highly successful startups and tech unicorns. He recognized very early in his career that arriving at a high-stakes corporate boardroom in a flashy supercar immediately creates a target on your back. Wall Street bankers and Silicon Valley executives frequently view retired or active players as unsophisticated marks ready to be separated from their cash. By living modestly and suppressing his athletic ego, Young ensures that venture capitalists treat him as a serious, institutional investor, not just a wealthy athlete looking for a superficial vanity project. He avoids the celebrity spotlight entirely, preferring to spend his off-seasons analyzing dense pitch decks, cap tables, and market trends rather than attending high-profile industry parties in Buckhead. Thaddeus Young is a ruthless, highly sophisticated corporate shark hiding in plain sight. He proves that true power in the modern economy lies in intellectual capital and stealth equity, not in visible luxury or the validation of social media followers. He understands that the loudest person in the room is rarely the one writing the checks, and he actively chooses the silent authority of a major shareholder over the fleeting applause of an arena crowd. Speaking of the quiet things that do the real work while the flashy stuff soaks up the attention, that's exactly what pulled someone on our team to the Pulse R8 Smart Ring. It reads your heart rate, your sleep, and your workouts right from your finger. A week on a charge, 100 days with the case, and it's fully waterproof. The surprise was the price. Under $40 and the QR code on screen with your phone camera. During his absolute physical prime, Jeff Teague was the undisputed floor general for the
Oh,
Atlanta
no, Jeff
Hawks,
Teague. My bad. I
guiding
said
the
Marcus.
franchise to deep, historic playoff runs and securing massive nine-figure contracts in the process. Despite being the recognizable face of the team in a city globally renowned for its extravagant, hyper-visible nightlife, Teague's lifestyle was hilariously domestic and aggressively frugal. In a widely circulated and shocking public admission, he revealed that during the absolute height of his career, while earning millions of dollars annually, he simply lived in his parents' basement. He outright refused to participate in the notorious real estate arms race that typically consumes young sports stars upon signing their first major extension.
Smart.
Instead of squandering capital, he bought his parents a beautiful, expansive home and then moved right into the lower level to avoid paying unnecessary rent or hefty
Smart.
mortgage fees. Teague treated his staggering NBA salary like a temporary lottery winning, hoarding his cash reserves and driving remarkably basic, unassuming cars. He completely bypassed the cultural expectation that an NBA All-Star must live in a highly secured, gated Buckhead compound with a rotating fleet of exotic luxury vehicles. He openly joked in interviews about not having a curfew, but happily avoiding household chores, maintaining a profoundly normal, middle-class existence while simultaneously dominating on the professional court. Jeff Teague proved that absolute comfort and personal happiness do not require absolute excess. He demonstrated that sometimes the smartest, most lucrative financial move
Whoa,
a
is
newly
that
minted
Michael
millionaire
Bibby?
can make is simply
Michael
swallowing
Bibby
their
look good
pride
as shit.
and going back home.
No, you know what I mean? No
By
freaking.
eliminating the massive overhead costs of private chefs, sprawling estate maintenance,
'Cause
and
he about, like,
expensive
what?
security details,
49?
Teague managed to
50
retain an unusually high percentage of his career earnings, retiring with a completely unburdened financial portfolio. Number 6. Malcolm Brogdon. Raised in the highly affluent suburbs of Atlanta and educated at the prestigious Greater Atlanta Christian School,
something? Oh, shit.
Malcolm Brogdon understood from a very early age that wealth is a tool for global transformation, not a mechanism for personal vanity. Earning over $85 million throughout his meticulously managed career, he is widely known inside the locker room as the President, due to his commanding intellect, deep voice, and stoic demeanor. Brogdon completely eschews the hyper-consumerism and toxic spending habits that plague modern professional sports. You will absolutely not find him purchasing customized, six-figure diamond chains or frequenting the highly
Not gonna hold you. If that was just pure gold with no diamonds in it, buy that shit. Because gold continues to go up because it's a precious metal. But the more you like make the little diamond studs and everything else, that destroys the value. But that's enough of my TED Talk.
exclusive VIP sections of Atlanta's premier nightclubs. Instead, his financial output is almost entirely directed toward life-saving, long-term global infrastructure. He is the proud founder of the Hoops 2.0 initiative, a charity where he meticulously funnels his immense NBA fortune into building clean water wells and sustainable resources
Really?
across East Africa.
That's fire.
Brogdon lives a profoundly minimalist lifestyle in his personal life, exclusively driving sensible, highly reliable vehicles and wearing unbranded utilitarian clothing that draws absolutely zero attention. He views excessive personal luxury
That boy
as a fundamental moral failure,
drip.
especially when that exact same capital could be utilized to fundamentally alter human lives on another continent.
That's dope.
He operates with a severe, highly
I respect the
disciplined
fuck out of that.
personal budget, ensuring that his legacy is ultimately measured by the communities he sustains rather than the exotic cars he collects in a garage. Malcolm Brogdon represents the highest possible evolution of the professional athlete. A deeply educated man who aggressively rejects the illusion of artificial status to fund the harsh reality of human survival. He treats his basketball platform purely as a microphone to amplify the voices of the marginalized, completely ignoring the luxurious temptations that Atlanta offers to its most elite, wealthy residents. His wealth whispers, but his global impact roars. Number 5. Paul Millsap. When the
I ain't heard of Paul Millsap in years. Holy. Paul Millsap was a baller though. I ain't gonna hold you. He was that boy in was it 2K20? I wanna say. Something like that.
Atlanta Hawks
Hey.
signed Paul Millsap to a massive, multi-year maximum contract, the franchise was paying for a transcendent, franchise-altering
Mm-hmm.
superstar.
Yep.
What they actually received, however, was a man who operates with the gritty, uncomplaining, and hyper-efficient mindset of a blue-collar factory worker. Accumulating over 190 million US dollars during his remarkably consistent and illustrious career, Millsap became the quiet, unshakable anchor of the team. Off the court, he was virtually a
Damn,
ghost
he
within
was
the
on the
city limits.
Nuggets.
In a massive metropolis where athletes are constantly photographed at luxury fashion houses and high-end steakhouses, Millsap retreated daily to his quiet, heavily wooded
Oh, that's
suburban compound.
that is
He avoided the
amazing. That's
tabloids
beautiful.
and entertainment
That
blogs
crib is
completely, preferring to spend his valuable free time on quiet, family-oriented activities far away from the flashing lights and social media cameras. He treats his astronomical wealth with a deep, almost religious respect, utilizing highly complex legal trusts and intensely conservative investment portfolios to ensure his capital remains completely untouched by
Smart
inflation
man.
and predatory
Smart man.
taxes. Millsap utterly refused to engage in the performative, competitive spending that destroys the generational wealth of his peers. He exclusively drove standard luxury sedans rather than hypercars, dressed in comfortable, understated clothing, and treated his job as a serious profession rather than a glamorous lifestyle. He proved unequivocally that you can be the highest-paid resident in a major metropolitan area and still live with the unassuming, grounded grace of an everyday citizen. Paul Millsap is the ultimate quiet giant of Atlanta wealth, an impenetrable fortress of fiscal responsibility. His legacy in Atlanta is not defined by legendary parties or exorbitant bar tabs, but by a chillingly precise execution of financial preservation. He treated his nine-figure earnings as a fragile asset that needed to be protected from the very city that worshipped him. Number 4. Lou Williams. Lou
Sweet
Williams is an
Lou.
absolute, undeniable cultural icon in Atlanta, a
Yep.
breathtaking basketball prodigy straight out of South Gwinnett High School, who famously bypassed college entirely to become one of the most legendary scorers in NBA history. Yet, despite earning over 85 million US dollars in pure basketball salary alone, not including his numerous endorsement deals, his lifestyle remains fiercely and stubbornly grounded in his local roots. Williams famously rejected the overwhelming industry pressure to upgrade to a sprawling, unmanageable mega-mansion that isolates modern celebrities from their original communities. He intensely prefers comfortable, sensible real estate and maintains an incredibly tight, fiercely loyal circle of friends from his childhood, completely avoiding the treacherous entourage culture. While he occasionally enjoys the vibrant cultural scene of his hometown, he never engages in the reckless, performative spending that routinely bankrupts his athletic peers. Instead, he quietly and strategically funnels his massive capital into local businesses, real estate developments, and grassroots community outreach programs within the greater Atlanta area. Williams operates with a brilliant stealth wealth mentality, ensuring that his financial footprint is heavily diversified across multiple sectors, while his physical footprint remains humble and deeply connected to the people who supported him long before the fame arrived. He understands that true power in Atlanta is not about isolating yourself behind a massive, intimidating iron gate in Buckhead. It is about retaining your raw authenticity and investing directly back into the soil that raised you. Lou Williams is the underground guardian of local wealth, a millionaire who never forgot the value of a single dollar. He deliberately maintains a profile so low-key that tourists would never recognize him as a multi-millionaire, allowing him to navigate the city with the total freedom and anonymity that his highly conspicuous colleagues desperately crave. Number 3. Al Horford. Al Horford spent
I
the
think- yeah, I think
absolute
we did
physical
something on
prime
Al
of his
before,
career
or we
as
seen
the
something on Al
foundational
before.
cornerstone of the Atlanta Hawks, establishing deep, permanent roots in the city and earning staggering contracts that push his career earnings well past the 270 million US dollars mark. With a personal net worth that heavily rivals small corporate entities, Horford's lifestyle is startlingly domestic and aggressively unflashy. Married to Amelia Vega, a stunning former Miss Universe, the power couple possesses the exact visual and financial profile required to completely dominate the elite, high society circles of Atlanta. Instead, they operate with a severe, almost militant allergy to ostentatious displays of wealth. Horford is notorious within the league for driving completely standard, highly reliable family-oriented SUVs, completely ignoring the seductive allure of exotic Italian imports that his teammates constantly flaunt. He dresses in basic, comfortable athletic wear and avoids high-end customized jewelry entirely, viewing it as a massive liability. His financial
I can see
discipline
why
is
you say that.
legendary. He approaches his massive NBA contracts with the conservative, highly analytical caution of a mid-century banker. By fiercely prioritizing familial stability and long-term asset protection over visual status and social media validation, Horford built a terrifyingly large dynasty of quiet, unshakable wealth. He acutely realizes that the loudest person in the room is rarely the wealthiest, and he heavily prefers the absolute peace of mind that comes from living drastically below your means. Al Horford is the ultimate frugal patriarch of professional basketball, proving that the best investment an athlete can make is profound discipline. He completely refuses to let his children grow up with a warped sense of reality, enforcing strict budgeting and humility within his household to ensure that his $250 million fortune does not breed complacency or entitlement. His unshakable financial posture serves as a masterclass for incoming rookies who mistakenly believe that luxury is a requirement of success. Number 2. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was a
This surprised me.
transcendent, globally recognized superstar, a physical marvel who earned over
It surprises me, but it really shouldn't surprise me because he's been overseas a few different times and he balls the fuck out overseas. Yeah, that's
240 million US dollars in NBA contracts and tens of millions more in international endorsements. As a native of Atlanta, returning to play for the Hawks was a massive, highly publicized homecoming. But instead of reclaiming the city's exclusive VIP nightlife or purchasing a sprawling glass-walled penthouse overlooking Peachtree Street, Howard executed one of the most brilliant and bizarre financial pivots in sports history.
whoa. Whoa. I know he's talking about financial, but just the stuff, if you know the stuff that D Howard be doing, you feel me? Freak ass boy. But other than that, like I'm respecting his business IQ. He's still a freaky ass boy, but
He
stop.
completely rejected the urban luxury lifestyle and purchased a massive 700-acre working farm in the quiet expanse of North Georgia. Instead of collecting heavily depreciated
I was not ready for that. Dwight Howard, everything I've said about you is the truth. But you are a smart motherfucker. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Well, okay, it's not all the truth, but it's what I've said that you a freaky boy. Yeah, that's true. But other than that, shout out to you, brother. Like, god damn, 700? Smart man.
Lamborghinis and
I'm
Ferraris,
trying to get like you.
Howard collects highly valuable livestock, physically maintaining his agricultural empire alongside herds of cows, hogs, turkeys, and deer. He literally spends his off-seasons
Never mind. This makes 100% sense. 100%. Oh my God. You understand how much cows cost? How much pigs cost or hogs cost? How much turkeys cost and how much you can sell them for, slaughtered and everything else? Bro, oh my. Dwight Howard, you are a smart motherfucking man. Slow clap. God damn, D.
waking up at dawn, driving heavy industrial tractors, and physically maintaining his land. This is not a superficial vanity project or a mere hobby. It is a fully operational, revenue-generating farm that provides massive tax write-offs and lucrative agricultural subsidies, effectively shielding his immense NBA wealth from heavy federal taxation. Howard found absolute peace and mental clarity in the mud and the dirt, formally establishing a meticulously detailed 99-year plan to operate his life as Farmer Dwight. He proves that the ultimate luxury is not holding a velvet rope at a crowded, overpriced nightclub, but the ability to walk away from the chaotic noise of the city and literally cultivate your own sovereign territory with your bare hands.
Fucking fire.
He routinely trades the glamour of designer suits for overalls and work boots, entirely unfazed by the expectations of his former peers. By transforming his massive capital into physical earth, Howard created a compounding generational asset that offers both profound psychological peace and an unbreakable financial fortress. He is living proof that true wealth is measured by the acreage you control, not the aesthetic you project.
Hey, Dwight Howard might be... Damn, bro. Dwight Howard just went up in my rankings. And that's just off of this. It ain't got nothing to do with his game and everything else. Just off of this. Damn. He might be one of the man, listen. Shaq's still the greatest. Tim Duncan's number 2. But goddamn Dwight, you're crawling up, brother. That's great. And I hope he's buying more, but that is fucking amazing.
Number 1. Shareef Abdur-Rahim. Shareef Abdur-Rahim represents the absolute, undeniable pinnacle of stealth wealth in the history of Atlanta athletics.
Right, put me on.
Born and raised in Marietta, he was a highly touted local prodigy who eventually starred for the Atlanta Hawks, securing over $130 million during his dominant playing days. But Abdur-Rahim always viewed the game of basketball as a mere stepping stone, operating with a terrifyingly disciplined, almost monastic financial focus. While his peers were burning through their cash on rapidly depreciating assets and massive entourages, he was quietly earning his MBA from the University of Southern California Marshall School of Business and intensely studying advanced corporate governance. Today, he serves as the president of the NBA G League, wielding immense institutional power from the highest executive boardrooms. You will absolutely never see him dressed in trendy designer streetwear or wearing flashy, diamond-encrusted accessories. He operates exclusively in tailored, highly conservative business suits that command immediate respect. He drives standard luxury sedans that blend perfectly into the corporate parking lots of downtown Atlanta, making him entirely unrecognizable as a former global superstar to the...
Hold on, Black Status, do y'all got a BMW, do you guys got a BMW support, like a sponsorship? Because if so, shout out to y'all. Okay, I see y'all.
Untrained eye. He has successfully transitioned his massive athletic fortune into a vast, highly diversified portfolio of commercial real estate and aggressive private equity investments. Abdur-Rahim completely erased his identity as a celebrity athlete, replacing it with the ruthless, invisible efficiency of a corporate titan. He is the ultimate ghost of Atlanta wealth, proving that the most powerful billionaires are the ones you never see coming. He sits at the absolute intersection of sports and global finance, completely insulated from the financial ruin that plagues so many former players. His transformation from a high-scoring forward to a brilliant boardroom-dominating executive is the ultimate blueprint for generational preservation. He lives with extreme modesty because he understands that the true game begins only after the final buzzer sounds. From Shareef Abdur-Rahim's stealth corporate empire to Dwight Howard's massive agricultural sovereignty, these legends prove that supreme wealth whispers while insecurity screams. They aggressively rejected the seductive traps of Atlanta's celebrity consumerism, choosing instead to build permanent fortresses of generational stability. Their ultimate flex is not what they drive, but the total freedom they secured.
All right, man. Yo, let me know down in the comments down below. Did you know anything about this? And like I said before, shout out to Black Status. I love each and every last one of y'all, man. Hit that like, hit that sub, tell a friend to tell a friend. And yo, which one of these individuals surprised you the most? I'll be honest with you, Dwight Howard surprised the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.